O'clock, I'd like to call the regular school board meeting order. Please rise and join us for allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Gary Yaros. Here. Steve Rule. Here. Chris Bush. Here. Connie Holtzman. Here. Dave Grigorchik. Here. Paul Grigorchik is here. Brad Duke. Down. All right. Gonna keep moving right along. Any addition, deletion, or change to the agenda? You need a motion?
Move to approve agenda.
Motion, support. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Any community comments on the agenda? Okay. Move on to communications, politics.
Thank you, President Doobie. I wanted to give you a few little updates, and I think Dr. Braun will probably help as well with some of the things on the consent agenda. The middle school, high school handbook update with 21F. This language was looked at by the policy handbook committee and agreed to bring it to the board, so it all looked good, very professional, and something that that they approved of. So that's why that is there. But that's for our 21F students that take the online classes and having an attendance and doing their testing and assessments here in the classroom and not somewhere where they could use other devices to get the answers. That's what that's for. Board docs info, a couple of meetings ago, Mr. Yaros asked about some information with a service for the board. So we don't have to have printed copies of everything, and so if there's a record, there's an electronic program called Board Book. I asked the superintendents within the county, and Essexville uses their own Google Doc type thing, but they are going to purchase the program for next school year. Bangor uses Board Book with the, as well as the ISD, and Bay City created their own kind of thing, and Lydia contacted them. They use Adobe and then share it on Google Docs. So it's probably similar, but I don't know exactly if they would have all the capabilities of this. I'm sure they don't. Otherwise, everybody would do that, I would think. But it is a $3,000 per year program. I gave each of you I did contact Board Books as well, and they sent me that. So that's something you can look over, and the next meeting. We're not in a rush, obviously, but we can look over the information. If you have more questions, you can bring it to me or even email me, over the next week, and then we can see if there's more information.
I can do better, actually.
Okay.
Because I have access.
Oh, yeah, you
I
use
have
it.
it.
You're right.
I can give you my Chromebook and you can use it. You'll see the ISD's agenda. It's fine.
Yeah, you
And I can log in for you and you can see it. But anyways, it's just log in. You prefer it over paper. I do, as long as our administrative staff is on board and it doesn't create more work. That's the only thing I'm not sure about. Did you get any feedback from the people
They
that
loved
use
it.
it?
They loved it.
Because I thought it would be less.
Yes, I think it is less work, and there's less printing and stapling and making things and
As long as
taking them.
Lydia is smiling, I think.
Yeah, and
Whatever you think so.
Brenda from the ISD said she loves it and doesn't know how she would live without it.
That's
Once you have it, though. I mean,
Right.
it's easy to say once you have it when we've been doing it this way. But yeah, I think it would cut down on Lydia's work as well.
Do
Yeah.
they offer like a discount if the whole county, all of us did, or did? No idea.
I haven't heard that, but I would talk to the ISD since they already have it, and maybe since Essexville was looking for one, and we may
Right.
be interested as well. Yeah, but any other questions, just let me know, and we can keep going on that. Trade union meeting here at Pinconning High School. You may remember in the fall, I attended the I don't know what they're called, if they're called chiefs, but each union kind of has like a president, and then all of them together have a meeting in Saginaw, and they invited me to it to talk a little bit about our students and the things that are happening here. And at that meeting, I invited them to have one of their meetings here at some point. So last week that happened on Thursday. We had 10 of the local presidents of local unions here. They had their meeting right here in the library, and then Dr. Braun took them around, had them visit our shops and the school, and they were very impressed. And at the same time, I seen a picture, and now I've seen it. You may want to look in the lobby, the high school gym lobby. We now have the career wall up. Mr. Shireen had to go to a conference for us to be able to get that. There was a grant involved. Ms. Van Driesch, I think, did a lot with that. It's amazing though. There's QR codes that anybody can go to any of the unions and click it. You can see videos. You can see what you need to be in that union. And they update it. We don't have to do anything. It's all on their end that they keep things updated. And yeah, so if you're through the lobby, take a look at that. It's really neat. And I would thank Ms. Van Driesch for helping with that, and Mr. Shireen for attending that conference to get that. District bond update. Things are starting to heat up a little bit. I met with the company that will be doing our survey this spring, and we're developing a timeline that will meet the schedule of tasks that need to be completed to have the info for the treasury meeting that will happen in June. So we have to have that, and we have to show the state that this is something, whatever the program is that we are going for, that it's something that is needed, it's something that the community will support, those sort of things. So that is happening, but that will also give us information on, is this something we want to go forward with, and make sure we're on the right track for what our community will support. So we were working on that, but we're also now looking at, I don't think I brought this to the board yet. Have I talked about the cafetorium? I don't think I have. We were at a basketball game in Gladwin a couple weeks ago, and they have a cafetorium. We've been interested in an auditorium for a long time. It's around $10 million extra. I was walking past the Gladwin cafetorium, and the door was open, so I walked in, and the stage, the lights, the sound, exactly the same as any auditorium. That's no different. What's different is the seating area. Instead of having the regular seats, they had 3 different levels, and those are where they put the tables for the students to eat. And then the back of it is almost like a little food court. If we're already doing something with our elementary, the new elementary that could possibly be built for a cafeteria, I thought, why couldn't we just do that and save a lot of money? So that was sent to the engineers and architect, and they're looking at it. But I know Farwell has one, Gladwin has one, and I'm not sure others, they were going to look, but for us to take a look at, but if that's something that could save us a lot of money, and the end result is having a great stage and seating, that we would have to have nice seats that we put out. And I think there would be just as many if we wanted a 400 seat, 500 seat, whatever we would want. So that was just kind of pretty exciting news to hear that that's something that we may be able to benefit from anyway. And when I talked to the engineers, they said usually you have a high roof on the cafeteria anyway for sound, because it's very loud in those areas. So they think, and I haven't received any information yet, but that should be coming shortly. McTeacher Night at McDonald's, February 20th from 4 until 7. Our McDonald's in Pinconning has graciously given me some information on this, and we have 7 teachers and staff that will be working at the McDonald's in Pinconning from 4 to 7 on the 20th. And they graciously give us 20% of that earnings, so that's nice for our programs. And I think a lot of our students and parents may get a kick out of seeing our staff there at the McDonald's in Pinconning, so we're excited about that. AI survey, I gave everyone a sheet that the MASA is doing this survey on AI to see what the state would like with teachers, parents, students, community members. What are your thoughts on AI being used in school? Because there are very good benefits to using it, but there's also some drawbacks and some things that scare people. So this survey is going out to staff, community members. We'll have it on our social media, our website. I'm going to email it to all the parents as well, because we would like to get this implementation plan going a little quicker on what should we be doing with. We already have an idea. Our staff are doing. They're being very professional with it. But many schools are actually having, it's almost like a handbook of AI with what you should use, when you should use it, how you should use it, for both, for staff and for students. So that's a committee that I would like to get together some point in the next few months. And this information from the survey, they will give it back to us to use for our community. Because one of the first couple questions, I think it is the first, is which county are you in, which school are you in, so they can put that information together and give it to us. So that would be nice to use for that committee. You will see in the consent agenda the rescinding of outdated Neola guidelines. I just wanted to make sure that we were all aware that that is the administrative guidelines. It's not the policy. The policy is correct. When I was looking at it, it was incorrect on the guidelines for, and this again is more of the 21F stuff, the online classes. When I looked at the administrative guidelines, it said credit for an online or virtual course may be earned only if the following circumstances happen. And the very first thing was the course is not offered through the school. So that's saying you can only take an online class if we don't have it, and that's not true. That's not state. The state law is you can take in any class. So he said it's a guideline. He said you can have your board approve or vote to take that out, and your policy is still correct. So I just want to make sure that everyone was aware that that's how that happened, and it was kind of good that we found it in that guidelines, and we can just get rid of it. And then finally, the central boiler update. Mr. Yaros was nice enough to remind me that happened since our last meeting where we had a day off school due to the boiler. It had shut down, and the building was cold. And the issue, and Jeremy may be able to correct me if I'm wrong, that originally we looked at it and it said the low water. So we thought there was a leak somewhere in the school, which could have taken hours to find. Who knows where it was. But when they started looking, it was more of the sensor that said there was a leak or low water that was the problem, because they opened up and the water was fine. But it still had shut down due to the sensor saying that the water was low. So we replaced that, and we got the heat going back later that afternoon. Is that correct?
Like 3 o'clock.
Okay. But that's right? The sensor was, okay. Want to make sure.
Curious how much did the temperature drop over that period of time?
Well, the coldest room was like 58, so at 6.
And my concern was every door that opens and the kids coming in, and that it was zero. It was zero that morning as well. So, if it was 40, maybe you could make it work, but not when it was zero and kids would be going in and out and parents coming in and out. It would have dropped below 58. So that's why we had to haul it out that day.
By the time we got home, there was a lot of rooms that
So,
How many hours was it off?
we don't know what time it went off, but we found it.
Could have been off all
could
night.
have been. Yeah. But when you left the day before, it was fine. It was working.
That's not terrible. The building's kind of efficient, somewhat
Yeah, you
efficient.
could have run the midday a little bit, because there was no students in there.
Yeah.
And, so you let it warm up, so it ran for 1 hour a day.
So it was more cost effective than we thought it was going to be. So that was. I think that's it for me, right? Yeah. Any questions? All right. Thank you.
So the student council this week had coming home. So the students enjoyed our dress-up games throughout the week. We had a penny war, which you teach them money war. We had a cup assembly, a little bit of competition in the dance. The coming home royalty was crowned, so the second runner was full circa, first runner was drawing ball, jag, and coming home games was Mark's ticket. The student council is sponsoring a blood drive on Tuesday, March 10th. So the members of the community are encouraged to come in and donate. And you can reserve a time at brewercity.org. And members of student council are attending the Detroit Citizen Leadership event at Little Caesars Arena on Thursday, March 12th. And it's an opportunity to participate with the Pistons staff before watching the Pistons take on the 76ers at 7 p.m. In the biology classes, They had the opportunity to learn how to use a microscope and perfect their skills. Almost every student was successful in using one independently to view different samples of things, and we're going to continue to use them for the rest of the year. And then they had a great time at town. The band boosters will be sponsoring a Dine and Donate fundraiser tomorrow, February 10th, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at CJ's Sports Grill. A portion of the sales will go to benefit our talented musicians. And the winter band concert will be held on Sunday, February 22nd at 4 p.m. The concert will feature the beginning band, 7th and 8th grade band, symphonic band, and jazz band. The band boosters will be sponsoring the trivia night on Saturday, March 14th at 7 p.m. and then the middle school gymnasium. It's $20 per participant with teams up to 6. And then contact the mini band boosters email to register a team. The Ski Club, the final Ski Club event of the year will take place on Wednesday at Snow Snake, and students will leave at 3 p.m. and enjoy the evening on the slopes. And they had a skills center visit on Thursday, February 5th, and the 10th grade had the opportunity to visit the Bay Area Career Center. They selected 3 programs and spent a half hour learning all about what they had to offer. And then this is done in preparation for scheduling the first week of March. And at that time, people will decide if they wish to apply for the particular program. And then I have some stuff for the wrestling team. So the Pinconning Youth Wrestling Club saw incredible success this past weekend, competing at the NEMWA Classic Tournament and then the first annual World State Championships. So the 6 champions were Everett Thomas, Byron Thomas, Haley Haberkamp, state placers with the 5-7-8 reverse storm development. 8 to 10 age group, Macy Basner, Barbara Haberkamp, and Brooklyn Haberkamp, and then the 8, 11 through 12 age group, the lower 4, and then Amelia Richard.
Thank you. That was great. I think that Gary, our student rep, ever done that while you were on? First time I've had one stand up. Oh, no, that was good. That was a nice change. All right, administrative staff. John, anything? Sarah?
I'll start with our high school student for the our freshman was Michaela Bowler. She was nominated by Miss Maxwell. She says that Michaela might be quiet but very focused. She is prepared every day, ready to learn, and works hard all hour, and keeps up the great work. Our sophomore is Brooklyn Davis, and she was nominated by Miss Tallard. She says that Brooke has shown incredible growth this marching season. She is constantly pushing herself to learn more and be someone her band can rely on. Even when the music is challenging and the marching gets tough, Brooke pushes herself and recognizes when it's finally time to ease up and give herself some rest. Our junior is Landon Bergeron, and he was nominated by Miss Gary. Landon didn't hesitate when I asked him if he could help me set up the book fair, and he even brought his friend Reverend Mary to help. And our senior and overall high school winner is Ryan Polchak. He was nominated by Miss Hubert. Ryan is conscientious and highly motivated student who consistently puts forth his best effort. He is extremely hardworking, dependable, and takes his responsibilities seriously. He approaches his work with focus and determination, and he is always willing to challenge himself academically. In addition to his strong work ethic, he is kind, thoughtful, and respectful to both peers and adults. He is a pleasure to have in class and a student I can always count on. I would like to send a huge thank you to Mr. Stoneback and our student council for a great coming home week. We had really great attendance at the dance. Just really good kids. Just a good week overall. As I'm sure Mr. Kowalczyk has mentioned to you, we absorbed our EI classroom, emotionally impaired classroom this past week. That was something that we've been working out with the ISD. I'm really excited for this opportunity to keep this with our students and use our resources and our teachers. It's going to cut down on a lot of kind of back and forth and bouncing around, and really just tap into our great teachers and paraprofessionals working as a team. Kind of gives us a little bit more control over what we do for our students here. So we're really looking forward to working with that and seeing how that goes this semester. School Resource Officer Day is Friday, but I'd like to send a huge thank you to Deputy Capo for all of his support every day. We could definitely not do our jobs without him. Our laborers meeting was awesome. It was neat to talk to them about meeting our students' needs here. They want to have a big push for up here with our students just because we know a lot of our students are going directly into the workforce or into vocational. And so they really want to target our population. And I'll have Mrs. Bainbridge talk about the apprenticeship wall when I'm done running my mouth. I did want to just update you on the 21F things, and it was sent to the policy committee for that. So I think that's going to cut down on a lot of this back and forth, but really making sure students and the rigor of their education is being maintained. There is an application process for juniors and seniors because I know a lot of them have gone and done things like schoolwork or the dual enrollment classes are actually at Delta, and so that's kind of why they're taking some of the 21F classes so they could do both. So there will be an application process that would be based on their attendance, GPA, discipline, those kind of things, and then it would be approved through the counseling office, and then it would end up on my desk for a last thing. So that way we can honor some of those kiddos who, I mean, they're really truly working hard, they're taking those classes that we might not offer, but that is gonna help them in their future, and able to do both of those, but they would still take assessments and all those things here in person with Mr. O'Loughlin being monitored by that. So that way we just, again, maintain that integrity of their classes, and just help keep that in-house. I think that's
We're fighting. Okay, so middle school students of the month for the month of January include for 6th grade Audrey Strike. She was nominated by Mrs. Hubert. Mrs. Hubert says Audrey is an outstanding student who brings positivity, energy, and kindness into the classroom every single day. She is always friendly and respectful. Audrey works extremely hard, stays focused, and consistently produces high-quality work. She carefully follows directions and takes pride in all she does. She is truly a joy to teach and an exceptional student. For 7th grade, we have Madison Christian. Madison was nominated by Mrs. Maxwell. Mrs. Maxwell says every day Madison comes prepared for class, has a good attitude, works hard, and makes her work very neat and detailed. She takes time out to help other students around her if needed. Way to show your spark pride, keep up the hard work. And finally, our 8th grade and overall middle school winner is Avery Maddox. She was also nominated by Mrs. Maxwell. She says, Avery never has a bad attitude, comes in every day as her fun, cheery self, and carries a smile no matter what. She works hard and isn't afraid to ask for help. She always makes sure she understands content and strives to do her best. Keep up the great work. Some upcoming events that middle school have planned. The end of February, last Friday, this 27th at 3 p.m., we have our first middle school dance of the school year. Parent-teacher conferences are coming up. They are Thursday, March 5th from 4 to 7 in the high school gym. Our 8th grade trip for the year is no longer going to be an overnight, it's going to be a one-day trip, and that will be in May, on Monday, May 18th, and they're going to the new Bavarian Blast Indoor Water Park in Franklin. 8th grade graduation date is set for Tuesday, May 26th. Dinner and awards will start at 5 p.m. at the Cheese House, and then that will be followed by a dance back at the middle school gym. We want to thank our PTO for the popcorn that they provided last Friday school-wide for staff and middle and high school students. Kind of boosted the morale, I think. At the end of that week, it was cold and lots going on last week. Noon Optimist, the Bay City Noon Optimist Club has a youth appreciation luncheon coming up in March at the Doubletree, and the middle school nominee is going to be Olivia McWhorter. Her parents know, so we will let her know tomorrow that she's been nominated. So there's a high school student, middle school student that we take to the Doubletree that day, and they get a luncheon and are recognized. It's a really special afternoon. And then lastly, our 8th graders will be also going to the Career Center on March 18th to tour the facility as well. That's all. Thank you.
So not to repeat anything that Mr. Kowalczyk had mentioned, we received the apprenticeship wall grant in the fall, And part of the agreement was that we would send a spokesperson from our school to the CTE conference at the end of January, and Mr. Shireen graciously did that for us. The wall is meant for the community, so we will be featuring the apprenticeship wall at our parent-teacher conferences and then at our middle school awards assembly as well. There are 3 of them actually. There's one large one that's by the high school gym. So if you're walking on your way out to the parking lot that's right out here, you'll see it on the left-hand side. There's one that is out in the woods and metal shop area, and then one at the main entrance when you walk into the building, kind of places that we thought would be high visibility for the community. So just wanted to mention that. Check it out if you get an opportunity on the railroad tonight.
Anything?
So we have a yearly agreement with the ISD where we rent all 4 rooms to them. I just invoiced them recently, so we should be getting those funds hopefully soon. Requested GSRP carryover funds as well, up to $1,000. We just received that funding. And then hoping to work on an actual main program GSRP request, which would be probably closer to about $200,000. So, same deal.
Anything, Jay?
No, sir.
Anything else, Jeremy?
No, sir.
Right. All right, on to the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda. For the bills, which total $826,505.91.
Support.
Motion support, any discussion? Roll call.
Bonnie Holstein
Yes.
and Gary Yaros.
Yes.
Leah Rulo.
Yes.
Chris Rapp.
Yes.
Augur Richards. Yes. Kate Gilbertshire.
Yes.
Brad Dukes.
Yes. Okay. And on to the non-consent agenda. For A, the 25-26 high school, middle school handbook.
I move to accept the changes to the 2025-2026 high school, middle school handbook.
Or
Motion support, any discussion? Okay, see it none. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, any public comments? Seeing none. Discussion items from the board?
The middle school PTO is in contact with the Booster Club, and they're doing a really good job of bringing up that PTO program. It's been going pretty good. Been seeing the concession stand kind of going, and yeah, it's been going pretty well. So that's pretty exciting that they're taking over that. And that's a great thing, and I know the Booster Club supports it, so it's a good thing.
I know I think they just started back to Linwood with this year as well. PTO group.
I think that must have been going longer.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a new.
This is
group.
the new.
Maybe it's just a new group of kids.
Maybe, yeah.
Parents over there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else, that concludes our regular board meeting for tonight. We have some closed session things that we have to take care of tonight. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming. Any motion?
Yeah, motion to go into closed session pursuant to Open Meetings Act 15.268 sections 8B.
Support.
Motion support. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Closed session.
We should stand up.
Yeah. Bar height.
Trying to keep up with the students.
So, number